Alright, let's play some 2v8. My opinion on 2v8 is pretty mixed. On Killer side, I think it's pretty fun. I think that's why most people play it. On Survivor side, I think it's just fucking ass because there's so much chaos and dumb shit, getting double teamed all the time. Anyways, we're playing Wraith and we got Dracula on our back here. It's a rando, so we don't pick, we just whatever, we deal with it. Start out the match, we'll walk around as Wraith and see what the fuck's going on. We run into a Dwight who's crawling around like a caterpillar. Our boy Dracula comes to have our back here. I don't necessarily think he needed to, but hey, I'll take it, whatever. I'll let him get the hook, and they will pop a generator, their first one. I got a little worried when they popped that first generator about 3 seconds, but Meg was a decent way working on hers when we find her, so, we'll kick that. Start off this little chase, see what we got going on. I'm playing constant ding dong Wraith, so I just ding my bell a lot. I don't really do the club thing a whole lot. For a couple reasons. One, I think it's very funny. Two, I think that provides a little bit of confusion on the Survivor side. Like, they can't really, notch down your position, whatever, all that good stuff. So we're gonna ding a whole lot this match. Anyways, after we hook the Meg, we find Billiam. And this is what I'm talking about. So he doesn't know where we are. We're dinging. He doesn't know if we're cloaked or not, but we come around the wall and get the hits. I think it was kind of advantageous to be constantly bing-bonging there. Anyways, we'll hook the bill, and then we'll go search around a little bit. Probably make our way to the middle. I'm sure that's where people are. And we're just dinging, and yeah, we see Ada, which, I'm not gonna lie, this Ada was probably the best looper on this team of 8, but she kind of did piss me off a little later. This chase, not so much. I just had some indecisiveness and kind of fucked around a lot. I couldn't really make up my mind. I thought she was gonna panic bolt. But, whatever. I decided eventually that I'm gonna break the pallet. So we'll continue our chase with Ada here. I was surprised she didn't throw that pallet, but, she will later, trust me. Anyways, we get our second hit on Ada, and I go, well, let's get her on the hook. Let's give her a few ding-dongs to let her know we won the chase. Just because it's funny. Put her on that hook, Now, we walk our way over to Shaq, where we find Dwight. And I think this is the same Dwight from the beginning of the match, but I'm not really sure. Again, my indecisiveness here kind of messes it up, because I get the first hit clean, and then instead of doing the thing where I cross over the hay bales to cut off the loop early, I try to get over it the first time and miss it. So he does get one extra rotation on this, but it's not so bad, because we end up getting the thing here. Now, instead of running off the combine, he tries to continue up. I don't really know what the plan was, because even if he made the vault there, we were getting the hits. But, all kinds in 2v8, all kinds of things. Anyways, we come over here, and I'm not gonna lie, me and Dracula kind of look like a bunch of assholes here, because, well, first of all, we're double teaming him. Second of all, he misses 3 lunges, and I miss an attack, and, yeah, we just look like a bunch of sad pricks. Anyways, we'll let our buddy Drac hook that, and on our way we see Felina. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I start dinging early, she has no idea where I'm at, but she gets off the gen because she hears the bell and hides out in the middle of nowhere. We hit her once and then we see a green tonic, so we slurp that bitch up. And she kind of plays it right here. She camps the pallet, but she didn't wait till we came out of our state to either get the stun on us. She gets the stun on us here, but I'm gonna be honest, I thought the angle was a little fucky. That's why I ran into it. Whatever, it's fine. Drax got our back, so he comes over, helps us out, and gets the hook on it, and I say, fine, we'll just continue on. I kick the generator, and I see a few people running around, so we just, we'll get this hit on David. And as I round this wall, the trajectory didn't really make sense for me for how Drax got over there, but I see Drax chasing him, and I believe in my partner, so I will let him do the chase. I see other scratch marks, which lead us to a healthy Meg, and I decide that's a better target for me at this point. She begins this chase with a little bagging of the T motion, and I don't really understand why. We loop around this stack of hay bales approximately one time before we end up getting her. You know, like I said, all skill levels, all different skill levels in 2v8. You got people that have played Survivor only, you got people that, you know, only play Killer, you've got people that play both, and then you've got people who are new, old, you know, it's just, whatever, fun for anyone. Anyways, we find Arella, she free drops this pallet way fucking early, and so we're gonna get a nice clean hit here. And then she pre-drops this pallet, but does not proceed to loop around the pallet. So I said, alright, she employs a tactic, which I'm just going to call the S formation, because that's kind of what she was doing here, and I get my hit on her. You know, she shakes her head, I shake my head. I think it's just a well-understood motion that we were both a little confused. We come up to this Bill, and I think he's a little confused. He activates his smoke ball way too fucking late. And I don't know if he thinks we can't see him, but we go cloak, and we literally come up and touch his ass before he starts moving again. I don't know if he just thought I wasn't there or what the deal was, but, you know, I guess that makes up for the misses we had on him earlier. We'll hook him up, and then proceed. We see Dracula over there, but on our way we run into Arella again. We give a clean first hit, and now instead of playing this loop, she decides to teabag us around the stone wall. And, we just end that shit real quick. I don't really get what the point was. If she would've went the other way, she would've had a much longer chase. But, you know, fine, whatever. Then we see Dracula doing the generator, and we see the bitch in the red dress. So, I'm not gonna lie, this is where she kinda pissed me off, okay? First one, she throws the pallet, I'm gonna break it. For some reason on that one, I didn't have time to look down, but, you know, whatever, I guess I'll take the blind, and then I'll just be pissed and chase after her. She's gonna try to do the same shit here. You can see her shine that beam over the flashlight when I'm not even standing there. So, you know, good on you, Ada, I guess. Of all the T-walls and everything else around here, she decides to loop around this fucking hay bale for some reason. So we get our first hit, and I start ding-donging because I think it's funny. And I'm not gonna lie, if I wouldn't have been ding-donging here, I think I could have hit her over that wall, but, you know, it's fine. We continue on. We'll keep going here. She throws this pallet and does end up blinding me, which I just didn't get on, you know, recording or whatever, but it's fine. We'll continue this chase. You know, she's getting a little selfish now because there's not very many people left, so she tries to blind us over this pallet, and just this time we're able to look down and we get the hit on her. We've got to shake our head at her to let her know we're not a happy gentleman right now, and we'll pick her up, get her on that hook. Okay? Then, we see Dracula, and we figure, you know, he helped us out earlier, we'll help him out here. No time to fuck around, so I'll chase the Leon for you.
You got nothing here?
He tries to go where the pallet was, but Ada's selfish ass kind of fucked him on that. So I'll get the hit, I'll let my boy Drac do the hook. And then later, Dracula's chasing and he reveals 4 people. So I said, alright, I'll head over there. Now I could have went for Leon, he would have been the easier target, but this David's full life, and I feel like that's more important. He tries to use a flashbang on us, but misses. And I get the first clean hit, and then we come over here and he tries to beam us in the face, but we do the good old look down tech. You know, which confuses a lot of survivors, unfortunately. We get our second hit, and we'll put this David on the hook. And then we see Dwight just self-carrying in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if he thought I couldn't see him or what that was, but anyways, we'll continue the game. There's one survivor left, and she's actually on hatch. I don't know if she just didn't think I was going to close it, or if she just wanted to chase more. I'm not really sure. But we'll start a little chase. Go ahead and throw a shack. Teabag at... You know, actually, I've noticed a lot now. People are teabagging at pallets, which I don't get at all, because, like, nobody cares about this fucking game mode. I'm just saying. Like, people play it, but... you know, whatever. Anyways, she tries to kill the pallet, and then Drac just comes over and puts his big meaty claws right in her asshole. And I'll take that. I'm just gonna ding dong for victory. Let him know that we're done with this. I wanted him to get the Mori, but he just decides to hook. And then I keep ding donging. He comes over, and he's gonna show his fiery balls in my face. Right there. Yep, that's it. Thanks for watching.